Well, it's the life of riding on the back of a grain drill, and you hope you don't fall off so you don't get run over by the roller. All right, so here's the trick. The trick is to get all those animals through this little opening. Hey, how's it going? All right, it is Tuesday afternoon and definitely a lot more action last night and early this morning with these cows. Bunch more patches rubbed off. And literally patches rubbed off because they're not there anymore. Yeah, so it looks like only 3 of them didn't have anything scratched on their tags, so I think we'll leave those and hopefully they come into heat overnight or into tomorrow. And then we'll have to see if the tech can come back tomorrow to breed those. So one has some scratching on it. I think we'll just breed her. And the ones that did lose patches, you can tell that they were definitely ridden. Got all the cows that we're going to breed today. They are set north of the border now, so they can hang out there for a little while. Didn't want to put them in the barn quite yet. What we're going to do now is we got to take the auger off of here because we got the fertilizer out. I rinsed it out, but this gravity box has got to go to Marathon City for oats. There's a guy out there that we get oat seed from, and when it comes back we got to put the auger back on, but we don't want to travel with that auger on. So Dad's gonna get the tractor because it just makes life a lot easier, so we'll set up for that. All right, so this one is super simple. Dad came up with some little brackets, these guys, and then we just bolt those up right here, one on either side, and that sets this guy up right where it needs to be, and then that allows it to pivot here so the auger can raise and lower. Just got to come along on there, so that can go up and down, and then you just keep cranking it up and then that auger will swing, and that's where it's kind of like transport cradle. We actually got the auger and the box from the place we get our seed from. All right, it is Wednesday afternoon. Another nice one out today. Looks like Dad went and got oat seed today. That's pretty nice. So that place is about, normal drive, about 15 minutes away. So today we're starting out at the shop and we might start seeding some oats. You might kind of just throw this drill together, and some of the fields that we want to cut as hay, we might just kind of try and slam those in. It's supposed to rain tomorrow afternoon and Friday. All right, so we have the thing mostly greased up, oiled up, and ready to go. So next, what we're looking at is adjusting our seed rate. Well, we're oats and we want to be at like 100 pounds to the acre, so we're on this line. So we're going to come over, and right here we have 102, so we can be at setting 24. Got the roller pulled out, so we're ready to go with that. Grain drill's basically ready to go. The thing only has like 4 zerks on it. And then we're trying a different tip on the row cleaners, or the track erasers, I mean. So we'll see how those work. We're gonna head back to the farm. We gotta put the auger back on. Well, it's the life of riding on the back of a grain drill, and you hope you don't fall off so you don't get run over by the roller. What we've been playing with is the depth. You see those silver rings by the cylinder? We took a few of them out because it was just too shallow. So I think that could have been part of our problem with the ryegrass is we didn't have it to the right depth. I think the other thing too is we didn't pull the roller, so we might not have had good seed and soil contact either. So a couple of those things played into it. But when we're starting out like this, the amount that we put in, we got to make sure that the cups stay full so it feeds properly. So we get a good accurate measure on how well we're doing here. And so far so good. All right, so we got that thing filled up. It takes quite a bit. As I told Dad, I think what's happening is those tires, they are wider and they're also radials versus like the 2940 or the 2030 or even the Mahindra. Now we're actually seeing a little bit more. This is the front tires, but this is where, like right here, this edge is where the outside tire centers are. So you still see a little bit of the tire, but most of the depth. Some of that might be the track eraser, but I think it's a little nicer. It's a little better. I told Dad I don't think we're sinking in as much with these rear tires as we were with, say, the 2940. This job right here, this is why he wanted the 42. For this and for cutting hay. For this, because of what you're seeing, all the dust. And then for cutting hay, because of all the heat. Which obviously, you know, makes complete total sense. Is that a fawn right there? It is a fawn. Okay, we're not gonna get too close because we know Mom's gonna be like right around the corner. Oh, it just laid down right there. Right, it is right in front of that tree, that bush, that bushy tree. I think that's a thorn apple. It is right in front of there, so we will not go over by it. That's probably Mom that was taking a crap right down by the creek. So she's not far. But yeah, I think as Dad sees the dust roll off the field, I'm sure he's at least pretty happy that he has another cab tractor. Now, we're putting a little extra money into this thing than we should. And are we probably gonna have to put a little more? Probably. At the end of the day, it's like, so far, like structurally, it's pretty sound. It's not horrible. We'll say that it starts really good. And we've already knocked a couple of the big things off the list, but there potentially could be some other big things around the corner that we will need to take care of if we hang on to it for a long time. So we'll see. Dad's doing his down and backs now. He's done enough laps. Now he's doing down and backs like he was playing corn. Now normally tonight would have been a night that I'd rotate the cows, since we put them on there Monday, and then we don't rotate Tuesday, and then we would rotate on Wednesday, today. It did look like there was still some grass out there, and they still have hay in the feeder, so I am gonna wait till tomorrow. They might scream at me, but that's all right. That is okay. But it also tells me that my next chunk can be a little bit smaller based on the number of animals that are out there. But we might also let out some pairs tomorrow too. All the ones that got bred, we're probably gonna let those pairs out tomorrow. So I'll probably have to make the exact same size chunk, and then we'll be set and good for 2 days of grazing. So that's the nice thing about rotational grazing. If you screw up one day, you can help fix yourself the next day. You can correct yourself, you can adjust. Well, let's see if we can buck this up in less than 23 minutes. That's how much time's left on the SD card. Not too shabby. I honestly can't tell you the last time I bucked a wagon or trailer or anything up in anywhere, but that is way easier than backing it up. And I'm actually just gonna leave this hooked up if for any reason, well, one, if Dad wants to pull this out tomorrow, if the rain holds off or something. Dad is actually starting that other field. He was kind of sitting there and thinking, oh, you know, should I start it? Shouldn't I? Do I have enough seed to even bother starting it? So as long as he had a little bit to get a couple laps, and I think that's kind of what he wanted to do. So we're still getting a little bit of tracking going on. It really depends on how much you overlap and stuff like that, but you're still going to get the tire track a little bit. This field seems a little bit softer than the one behind the house, but still not that bad. I like the roller because it gets so smooth, but I wouldn't mind like a cultipacker, or we really would love a Brilliant seeder. And then we could, well, one, for the seeding capabilities of a Brilliant, but then like whether we would pull it right behind the drill or we would come back as a second operation and roll it that way, because I think you get a little bit better, get a little firmer, because you're putting, you know, that pressure is concentrated in that V point. So it'd be kind of nice. All right, it is Thursday afternoon. We got to get this oats backed out, tractor turned around, hooked up, down, get some oats in Dad's drill so he can finish. He's only got about 20-30 minutes left, but we're going to get rain in about an hour, so we better hurry. Well, Dad is loaded up and he is off and running, so that's good. You can see it's definitely starting to get a little dark, but there is like a line that's kind of heading like southwest to northeast. We got the three that didn't get bred yesterday are getting bred today. All three of them are either in heat or were in heat this morning. 431 I think was standing early this morning. She was getting pretty frisky about 6 o'clock, well, a little before 6. Before I do any hay, because I got to get a bale for the yearlings, and then I got to get a bale for this AI group. I'm going to try and get the 3 that we need to breed tonight north of the border before I do any kind of feed. That'll just make my life a lot simpler. Hey, Photo. Now, if you look at Photo's patch, like not 100%, but it has been pretty warm today, so I think we're going to run with that. And I mean, she is a mature cow. 10 is less than that. I thought she would have been a little bit more by now, but I think we're just gonna roll with it. All right, now they're gonna complain a little bit, but that's all right. Took a little bit of patience, but we got the 3 that we need for tonight. And honestly, we got their calves as well. AC 431 has CP 431, CF10 has FP10, and then Photo 8029 has DP 29, or as we call her, Pixel. Also, these guys are all kind of right up in here, and I don't want them that close. When we're trying to get a bunch out, they might try to come back through into the short shoot area. So we just kind of get them out of our way. So here's our opening. And actually, this turned out really good. Probably because it's so dry. But, who is he? Oh, yeah. That's one that we AI'd. Unfortunately. But, oh well. That'll be a good calf yet. And she's getting bred nice and early. She'll be good for next year's AI group. But the name of the game is we got to pivot around this opening. So I have this pigtail, so we're going to pivot around this pigtail, and we're going to come out. I think if we came out now to about here, and then to about here, and I can always adjust later. Yeah, I think right about here. And if they destroy it, I can always move them again tomorrow. That's not a big deal. It's more than enough for everybody out there for at minimum a day. That's the easy one. 2 days, if they destroy it and it looks like this tomorrow, then I can move them on to another chunk the next day. That's the freedom of rotational grazing. Make a mistake, fix it the next day, or learn from it and move on. All right, so here's the trick. The trick is to get all those animals through this little opening. No, that's not it at all. I don't care where this post is right now. So I'm actually going to take this and I'll move it way up there, kind of out of my way. The trick is to get these animals to come around here and go that way. Because what will happen, and hopefully they kind of migrate out into this area, makes things a world of difference better. And what I'll do, I might be able to get behind them, push them out of here, and then I'll unhook the reel, reel it up quick to wherever I drop the pigtail, and then I just drop it, and then I'll stand back here, and typically they'll go right in. Most years it's kind of a shit show, but that's just because of the calves, and they don't know any better. The cows, they know exactly what they're doing. So now they have that stretched about 10 feet. All right, so we had 3. They were really close. Oh, one found its way. There they go. The line was slacked enough. They did just fine. Okay, so now I don't have to worry about them working on the back line, which is now, this is what we call the back line now. This is the front line. In a couple of days, this will become the back line, and this is just open space. So you don't want to, I think like your longest you want to leave an animal on a spot is, or have access to a spot, is something like 3 days, 3, maybe 4 max. Because then you start getting regrowth of stuff that they've eaten. And where's going to be the most lush, fresh stuff to eat? Well, the fresh regrowth. All right, let's see how this goes. Just pin this red gate out of the way. All right, let's make sure they get on the pasture. So far, so good. Oh yeah. Very nice. And it will be a pretty exciting reunion. Well, it's not raining yet. We got about 45 minutes until our tech will be here. So we are going to work on cleaning out the corn planter. Got a little bit of fertilizer, got seed corn to get rid of. If we can get it cleaned out, take it down, back down to the farm, rinse it off. All right, so everybody got finished today. We got AC431, photo, and then CF10. CF10 didn't really scratch off that much, but the tech can kind of tell, like when he goes to put the gun in, that if he sails right through, then you know she's in some process of being in heat. And that's also why you give the shot of citrulline, because that is supposed to help kind of force an egg to drop and flow through the system. And it worked out really nice because I had 2 more shots. My inventory of Eagle was spot on, so I had 2 shots of Eagle left. So photo and AC431 both got Eagle. 2 of our better cows throwing one of the better bulls that's been around in the last 10 years, putting them on there. And then that moneymaker bull that 10 has, if she can do a repeat on that, maybe in heifer form or another bull like that, that dude is going to be a stud, an absolute stud. He is just square and thick and just solid muscle. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It is raining. It's been kind of off and on raining the last hour, which has been really nice. Not thunderstorms, just been kind of nice light showers, decent showers. So nothing severe, hopefully. Tomorrow's supposed to be a little bit heavier. Chance of severe, but crossing our fingers, not severe. We don't need any more of that stuff this year. So, all right, we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Hey, happy Friday. I think tonight we're gonna let these other 3 pairs out that we bred yesterday, and then bring our yearlings back in the pen where they belong. So that's at least how we're gonna start today. So we're gonna continue to work on cleaning up the corn planter. After checking out the cornfield down there, Dad actually dropped me off so I can pick up my 4-wheeler because it was still up by the big field. So, which is where we're going to spend our weekend. All right, so just going through kind of getting the majority of the seed out, but I always like to take these off to kind of double check what's going on inside. Under this plate, there's a plate of all these little fingers here, and they'll actually raise up, and as they keep going around, and they slowly come down and they grab a seed and they pull that seed along this face till it gets in here, and these guys pick it up just like this, take it around, bloop, drop her down. So I just like to come in here, blow this stuff off, make sure that these belts are still in good shape, and then make sure the majority, I'll spin it a little bit, that'll force some of this seed to kind of go back up or come out. That way I know the majority of the seed's out of there. I could take the other side off too, but this is the simpler side. All right, got her back to the farm. We're gonna get this thing rinsed out. A little bit of, just that real little bit of fertilizer on the bottom. You can either vacuum it out or rinse it out. Today, we're gonna rinse it out. All right, well that did not take very long. We just try to get it cleaned out pretty decent, mostly just dust and dirt and stuff like that. So washed out the seed boxes, fertilizer boxes, all that stuff. The next 2 days we're gonna get that oats field planted, the big one, and yeah, then we will be finally done planting all of our crops. I think I'm gonna try and rototill some of my garden. I did this side, but this side was a mess. We didn't really do this side last year. I've got a tine tiller, a decent one. It's not huge, but I'm gonna see what I can do in here. I tried to stir that up with the bucket. That was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. So we're gonna give this a try. I'll be right back. Well, that's not horrible, but we'll hit it again this weekend. Hopefully maybe tomorrow. And then it can be, I don't know, rake it out a little bit and be ready to go. But that's enough for tonight. And it is Friday, so it is the end of the day. Got a lot of stuff done this week. Really nice getting the oats done, the corn's done. Cows are on grass. It's a big week. That is a big week. And then tomorrow morning, we'll put these other pairs out on grass. And then the whole gang will be back together again. So I hope you guys liked the video. Please, on your way out, smash that like button. Help support the channel. And of course, if you got any questions, by all means, please leave them in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe. Help support us here at Ohrmundt Simmentals. And as always, thanks for coming along.
I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show.